So who is Krishna?
The Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Only one voice is saying it.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Supreme Personality of God.
Confirmed. The voice from the sky. It's alright. Hare Krishna. So, Krishna, how often does Krishna come to this planet? Not only to this planet, to this universe. In this universe, Krishna comes only once in a day, of Brahma. What is the duration of, what's the length of Brahma's day? 1000 Chaturjugas. Did anyone calculate the duration of a Chaturjuga? Chaturjuga, Satyuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, Kali Yuga. The duration of Kali Yuga is 432,000 years. Dwapar Yuga is 864,000 years. Treta Yuga is 1296,000 years. And Satya Yuga 28,000 years. All this put together is 4.32 million years. So one Chaturjuga is 4.32 million years, and 1000 Chaturjuga then means 4.32 million multiplied by 1000 is 4.32 billion years. So once in a 4.32 billion years, Krishna comes here. And actually yesterday somebody made that point. That is the duration of Krishna's day. What about Brahma's day? What about Brahma's night? Another 4.32 billion years. So together it's 8.64 billion years that Krishna comes once in this planet. And who is that Krishna? That Krishna is the Krishna of Vrndavan, and Krishna of Vrndavan is the original Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that personality comes and performs his wonderful pastimes in Vrndavan. Vrndavan is the topmost region in the spiritual sky, and Krishna performs his pastimes there with his associates in 3 specific mellows. What are those 3 specific mellows? Friendship, parental, and conjugal. Out of these 3, which is the principal mellow again? Conjugal is the principal mellow of Vrindavan. Jayo Jayo Jalo Rasho Sharbo Rasho Shar Parokiya Bhabe Jaha Brojete Prachar. Jayo Jayo Ujjal Rasho. Ujjal means brilliant. The most brilliant of all the mellows, all the rasas, is conjugal mellow. Sharbo Rasho Shar, that is the essence of all the mellows. That is, Krishna's dealings with Srimati Radharani is the essence of all mellows. Everything else is designed around that. Sharbo Rasho Shar, the essence of all mellows. What is that? Parokiya Bhabe Jaha Brojete Prachar. The way it has become manifest in Vrindavan in Parokiya mellow. Parokiya Bhav. Parokiya, the loving relationship, conjugal relationship, are also of 2 kinds. One is Swakya, or the relationship between husband and wife. And the other is Parokya, that is relationship between unmarried couple. Of these two relationships, they say that the relationship between unmarried couple is more exciting than the relationship between, loving relationship between the married couple. Anyway, we didn't need to go into all that. So, the point is that Vrndavan is the place where Krishna allows his devotees to develop a very, very intimate, loving relationship with him. Like yesterday I discussed, like how Krishna plays with his friends. The Supreme Personality of Godhead wrestling with his friends. Won't it be wonderful to wrestle with Krishna? But in order to do that, we have to become children also. We have to we have to develop that love for him. Then only we'll be able to develop that relationship. So then, how Krishna protects his devotees, and sometimes Krishna is very naughty. Like that's another relationship that Krishna has. This relationship Krishna has with his parents. Krishna is very naughty. Not for no rhyme or reason. Krishna has reasons to be naughty. Let us enter into one pastimes of Krishna. Mother Jashoda was churning the butter. Churning yogurt to make butter. You know how butter is made? How many of you know how butter is made? Butter is made in the supermarket. Generally, butter is made out of yogurt. Nowadays, they just churn the milk and get the cream out, and then they make butter out of that. But actually, the real way of making butter is you make yogurt, and then from the yogurt you churn the yogurt, and then the butter comes out. And then you have the buttermilk. The rest of the water is buttermilk. Anyway, so Mother Jashoda was churning butter. And they those days did not have any blender or mixer. They used to do it by hand. And you know how they used to do that? They used to have a bamboo pole, and the bamboo pole was split at the end. And it was extended. And then some other wooden pieces were placed in between, like round pieces. And that would, what it would do, like it would churn. It would, and so that would be tied, not tied up, but a rope will be there, kind of tied around that. And they would pull the rope. And then what will happen? It will go back, forth, twisting, whirling. So somebody may say it's so primitive way of doing things. But that is the way how one should live in nature. By doing that, they were doing exercises. Now what do? They sit in front of the computers and then they go to gym to do their exercise. But this is how normal living style used to provide the facilities of exercise. Even the women used to do exercise that way. Just by being active, they were physically fit. And so Mother Yashoda was churning the butter, churning the yogurt, to make butter. And then Krishna came. Krishna at that time was only about 5 years old. So Krishna came to Mother Jashoda, and Mother Jashoda could see now this boy wanted to drink her breast milk. Even though he was about 5 years old, still he was drinking his mother's milk. That is another natural culture. In the Vedic culture, the mother used to feed the child with the breast milk till 5-6 years old. And the understanding is that the more the child gets the mother's milk, the stronger becomes his character. Mother's milk, mother's affection actually builds the character of an individual. And nowadays what's happening? No mother's milk. And the result is no character. The people of today, we can see, they don't have any streak of nobility in them, most of them. Because they are deprived of their mother's affection. Mother's milk means mother's affection. Mother's affection actually forms the foundation of a man's character. So these are some very, very important things to consider. But now, unfortunately, what is happening? Many of the mothers are working. And when before the childbirth, they get only 2 months. Right? I think 2 months or maximum 3 months. No, 2 months before, 2 months after. After childbirth, she gets 2 months. And now she has to go to work. A 2 months old baby, who is taking care of the baby? They are not living in joint family where the grandmother is going to take care of the baby, or the uncles and aunts are going to take care of the baby. Who takes care of the baby? The baby is sent to a creche, a kind of school where the babies are taken care of. It's so artificial, and it is actually so damaging. And the result is the human society is becoming so miserable. And the thing is that in order to establish proper human society, we have to get rid of this culture. We have to get rid of this culture. How? That's a big question. Anyway, Krishna will take care of that. He has his way of doing it. Only thing that the arrangement, proper arrangement has to be there. That means Krishna's devotees have to be prepared to take care of the society when Krishna rectifies it. So, anyway, so Krishna is about 5 years, some months old, and he came to his mother to drink her breast milk. So Mother Jashoda also stopped her work, placed Krishna on her lap, and offered her breast milk. So Krishna is happily drinking his mother's milk. Then Mother Jashoda remembered that the milk is boiling in a pot on the fire. So when the milk boils, then what happens? It spills over. So it has to be taken out of the fire. So Mother Jashoda just placed Krishna aside. When Krishna was happily drinking his mother's milk, all of a sudden the mother took him off, placed him on the floor, and ran to attend the milk that is boiling in a pot. Krishna became very upset. He just sat there thinking, look, this is the way my mother treated me. Look what she did to me. I was so happily drinking her milk, and now she just dropped me as if I don't matter at all, as if that pot of milk became more important than I am. That milk became more important than I am. After all, that milk is also for me. So what was the big deal about that milk? Let it boil, spill over, let it get all dried out. Who cares? After all, it's for my pleasure. So she completely disregarded me to take care of that milk. So thinking that, he cried for a while. Then he became very angry. Look, is this the way to treat your child? What kind of mother you are? So Krishna's whole anger now fell onto the pot of yogurt where his mother was churning the butter. So he took a piece of stone and threw the stone on that pot. The pot broke. And all the buttermilk and butter and everything got just flooded the whole room. Then Krishna walked to the next room, where the butter was kept hanging from the rafters. Those days they didn't have fridges. They used to store things in rafters. The pot should be hanging on the rafters. So then Krishna went there, and it was quite high to reach. So Krishna took the mortar. Mortar is a wooden thing that they use to pound and pulverize wheat and rice and things. So he placed the mortar upside down. He climbed onto the mortar, reached the pot of yogurt, and he started to eat the yogurt and feed the yogurt to the monkeys. In the meantime, Mother Jashoda came into the room, and she found that this churning pot is broken, the whole room is flooded with buttermilk and butter. She wondered what happened. She saw that Krishna is missing. So she realized that it must be his doing. So then she said, this boy has become too much. He has become too naughty. So he needs to be chastised. So she picked up a stick. They have a stick also to collect the butter. So she took the stick in her hand and went to the next room. And she found that Krishna is stealing butter from standing on the mortar. And just seeing Mother Jashoda, Krishna jumped out of the mortar and ran. Mother Jashoda also ran after Krishna. It's a baby Krishna, 5-year-old Krishna running, and Mother Jashoda running behind him. And it has been described Krishna was running very fast. But Mother Jashoda, because of her heavy hips and heavy breasts, her movement was quite slow. She couldn't catch Krishna. Then finally Krishna allowed Mother Jashoda to catch him. But when Mother Jashoda caught him, Krishna saw the stick in his mother's hand. And he became afraid. And he started to cry and wiping tears from his eyes with the back of his hands. Jashoda bhi alu khalad dhavamanam paramrishtamattan tato drutta gopa. Seeing Mother Jashoda coming, Krishna ran, jumping out of the jumping out of the mortar. And the gopi, tato drutta gopa, Gopi Jashoda also ran quickly after Krishna. And then she caught Krishna. But seeing Krishna, seeing the stick in his mother's hand, Krishna started to cry. Rudantang muhur netram, jugmang mrijantam, karam bhoja jugmena shatanka netram. Shatanka netram, meaning atanka means fear. His eyes frightened to see the stick in his mother's hand. He started to cry. Satanka netram karam bhoja jugmena. With his two hands, with the back of his two hands, he started to wipe his tears. Now seeing that, Mother Jashoda considered, well, it's not good for the psychology of the child to be afraid. So she dropped the stick. Okay, I won't hit you, Krishna. Don't be afraid. But still you need to be punished. So she decided to tie Krishna up to the mortar. Punishment for your naughty deed, naughty act. She got some ropes. She tried to tie Krishna's belly. It was only 1 inch too short. She got more ropes. Still it is 1 inch too short. 2 fingers too short. 2 fingers is 1 inch. 1 inch too short. She got so many ropes, tied them together to tie Krishna up. Still they are 2 inch too short. 1 inch too short. Nanda Maharaj had 900,000 cows. So can you imagine how many ropes they had at home? But all these ropes put together couldn't tie Krishna's belly. Then Mother Jashoda started to sweat. So Krishna took pity upon his mother. Okay, let me tie her up. Let her tie me up, rather. Let her tie me up. So Mother Jashoda tied Krishna up. After a long struggle, finally she succeeded to tie Krishna. And tied him to the mortar, thinking that, okay, you sit here. Get tied. And when your father comes, I'll tell him, and then he will release you. So Krishna sat there for a while. And then he thought, sitting down like that is boring. So he made the mortar fall on the ground. It was standing, so it made it fall on the ground. And the mortar is tied to his belly. So he started to drag the mortar. And he found a new game called mortar dragging game. And he went around dragging the mortar all over the courtyard. Then Krishna saw that in the courtyard there are 2 Arjun trees. Huge Arjun trees. So Krishna thought, let me go through that. Pass through that. So Krishna crawled, went through through those 2 trees, the space between the 2 trees, but Krishna managed to pass through, but the mortar got stuck. So Krishna started to pull, and 2 trees fell off. When the 2 trees fell off, with a thundering sound, then from those 2 trees, 2 divine personalities came out. 2 demigods came out. Who are they? Nalakuver and Manigriv, 2 sons of Kuvera. They were actually cursed by Narad Muni that they would become trees. that takes us to another episode. This Nalakuber and Manigriv, two sons of Kuvera, they were having some sort of a fun outing with the Apsaras, the celestial damsels. And they drunk celestial wine and they were sporting in the water naked. So at that time Narad Muni was passing by. So seeing Narad Muni, all the girls quickly got up and covered themselves. But this Nalakuber and Manigriv became so drunk that they kept on standing there naked. So seeing their condition, Narad Muni cursed them that you are not fit to live in heavenly planets. In this kind of consciousness, with this kind of attitude, you are not qualified to live in heavenly planet. So go to the earth planet and become trees there. Standing naked, so stand naked. Through sun and storm and winter and summer. So that is the punishment for nudity. Okay, you want to be naked? Stand naked. No need for wearing clothes. Become trees. So then, when they got cursed, then they came back to their senses. And they prayed, they fell at Narad Muni's feet and said, please, please forgive us for our mistake. So Narad Muni said, look, the word that has come out of my mouth is bound to come true. There is no way it can be retracted. But you will be born as trees in the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj. And when Krishna comes to this planet, then he will deliver you. So that is another reason why Krishna played this Damodar Leela. To Itidrik Shalilabhi, no, I'm sorry, Kuberatma Jau Baddha Muttaiva Jadvat Taya Mochito Bhakti Bhajo Kritauja. Just as you have delivered the sons of Kubera, Kuberatma Jau, two sons, Kuberatmaja, Atmajo, Atmaja. So Atmajo, Kubera's two sons, the way you delivered these two sons of Kubera, please you deliver me also. The same way. This is how Satyavrata Muni is praying to Krishna. So then, these two demigods, Nalakuber and Manigriv, offered prayers to Krishna. Thanked him profusely. Then they went back to the spiritual sky. And hearing the thunderous sound, Mother Jashoda and others came out of the house. And they found that miraculously these two trees got uprooted. There was no storm, there was no thunder, there was nothing. Perfectly peaceful atmosphere. But these two trees got uprooted. And they started to wonder how it happened. And few of Krishna's friends who were watching fun, Krishna playing mortar pulling game, so they said, they told them what happened. That the mortar got stuck when Krishna was going through that, those two trees, and as Krishna pulled, those two trees were uprooted. So some of the elderly people believed that and some did not. They thought, how can that happen? Baby Krishna pulled and these two trees got uprooted. But others started to wonder, somehow it must have happened. Otherwise, how could these two trees get uprooted? After all, this Krishna is not an ordinary person. He may be some demigod. He may be some very special personality. And some thought maybe he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Anyway, the most important thing is nothing happened to this child. Although these two trees fell, if the child fell under the tree, then what would have happened? He would have been crushed. But that didn't happen. The two trees fell on two sides. And he is sitting in the middle with the thing tied up. And when Nanda Maharaj got to know that, he came and actually others tried to untie Krishna with that from the mortar. Then Krishna said, no, my mother said my father will come and release me. So only my father, I will let him come and then he will. And his point was that let my father see what my mother had done to me. And Nanda Maharaj came and she became very upset with Mother Jashoda. Why did you have to do that? He is little naughty. So what? Which child is not naughty? And Mother Jashoda silently accepted all the chastisement of Nanda Maharaj. Because she herself was feeling very guilty that yes, indeed, this situation could have led to a very dangerous situation. Krishna could have gone under the tree and he would have hurt. So this is how the Supreme Personality of Godhead is playing in Vrndavan. Like he is playing just like an ordinary cowherd boy, and he is having these exchanges with his mother, father, friends and girlfriends. Mother Jashoda chasing him with a stick in her hand. I mean, who could ever dare to deal with the Supreme Personality of Godhead in this way? Chase the Supreme Personality of Godhead with a stick in his hand. Will any pujari in the altar room dare to do something like that? Krishna, I will hit you. That is Vrndavan. Krishna allows the devotees to deal with him in a certain way. This is all the arrangement of Yogamaya. If artificially we try to do that, that will become a terrible offense. But Yogamaya actually makes the devotees to deal with Krishna in this way due to Krishna's own divine arrangement. And what's the purpose? Why Krishna is dealing in this way? Because he wants to give pleasure to his devotees. Iti driksha lilabhir ananda kunde shaghosham nimajjanta. To drown his devotees in a pool of ecstasy. So yesterday we discussed about Sakharas, and today these are actually the exchange in Vatsalya ras. Mother Jashoda, Nanda Maharaj are dealing with Krishna in a certain way. Krishna is dealing with them in a certain way. Okay, I'll tell you some very exciting exchanges in Vatsalya ras, parental mellow. But the whole purpose is, yesterday you remember we mentioned that it's like a pastimes or like a play on a stage. Krishna is playing with his friends, and through this exchange, the difference between drama on a stage and this is dramas are artificially projected, right? Whereas these pastimes are natural dealings between the Lord and his devotees. So, you know what Krishna used to do as a child? Krishna, with his friends, used to go to some gopi's house. And one of his big, exciting activity was to steal butter. Krishna is to steal butter. Navanita Tashkara. You remember that? Govinda Madhava Navanita Tashkara. Navanita means butter. And Tashkara means, you know what Tashkara means? Tashkara means a bandit. A dacoit. Not just a thief. Tashkara means a dangerous thief. So what is, he is a bandit who plunders and steals butter. Navanita Tashkara. So that is Krishna. So he used to go to the houses of different gopis and steal butter. Not only steal butter, he would steal butter, eat the butter, feed his friends with butter, then he would feed the monkeys with butter. Because the monkeys also would follow Krishna wherever he went. Because they also knew that wherever Krishna is, there is fun. So they also would follow Krishna. So they would come to follow Krishna and come to the house where Krishna is doing his mischievous acts. And the monkeys would be there. Krishna would also give the butter to the monkeys. So after eating the monkeys would become full. Krishna said, take some more. No, we are enough. We are full, Krishna. Then Krishna would say, this butter is so bad that even the monkeys don't want to eat it. Saying that, he would just smash the pot on the floor, and then the son of the gopi would be sleeping on the bed. He would pinch the son. And being pinched suddenly like that, he would wake up with a scream. And then Krishna would run out of the house with his friends. So this gopi went and reported to Mother Jashoda, look, Jashode, this is what your son is doing. I'm sorry to report to you, but I tell you, this is what he is doing. Mother Jashoda asked, when was that? He said, about half an hour ago he did that. Mother Jashoda said, half an hour ago he was sitting with me. Then they said, do you think we are fabricating some story and lying to you? Complaining unnecessarily about your son? Mother Jashoda said, no, not that. But, I can't imagine, I can't understand. When he was with me, how can you say that he went to your house and stole your butter? And then these gopis say, okay, someday I'll catch him and bring him to you. Then only probably you'll believe me. So Mother Jashoda said, yeah, please do that. And she started to think on her own that, is it that they're all envious of me, my baby, and that's why they're complaining about him? Why should he go to steal butter from their house? As if there is any dearth of butter in my house. There is so much butter. So why should he go and steal butter from there? Then she thought, maybe my butter is not tasty enough. That's why Krishna doesn't like this butter. He goes to other houses to steal butter. So Mother Jashoda then decided to select the best cows, feed the cows with the best grass, and collected the milk from those cows. And she was actually boiling that milk when she went to attend the milk while Krishna was being breastfed. So anyway, so then the gopis told, okay, I will go. I'll catch him and bring him to you. Mother Jashoda said, please do that. So the gopi was waiting. Then finally one day Krishna comes with his friends. He steals the butter from the rafter. Then he eats the butter, feeds his friend, feeds the monkey, and when the monkeys even won't take the butter, he says this butter is so bad that even the monkeys don't want to eat this butter, and he broke the pot and then pinched the sleeping child, and as he was about to run out of the house, the gopi was hiding behind the door. She just caught Krishna. He says, finally I caught you. Come Krishna, I'll take you to your mother. Krishna says, please let me go. If you take me to my mother, mother will get very upset. So please let me go. Please don't take me to my mother. I promise I'll never come to your house. She said, no, nothing doing. I felt so insulted the other day. Your mother indirectly told that I am lying. And you are such a saintly person that you can never do such mischievous acts. So today I am going to take you to your mother and I will prove to her what you had been doing. And Krishna started to cry, please let me go, please let me go. The gopi was adamant. So she placed Krishna on her back and she walked into Mother Jashoda's house. Said, see Jashoda, I brought your son. I caught him red-handed today while he was doing this mischief. Mother Jashoda started to laugh. She got really upset. You are laughing. The other day you insulted me in that way, and now that I brought your son, and you are laughing as if it's not a serious matter at all. So Mother Jashoda again kept on laughing, and then finally she said, look who you brought. So she looks up and she sees that it was her son. She couldn't understand what happened. She could hear Krishna's voice ringing on her ears. Please let me go, please let me go. My mother will chastise me. I promise that I'll never come to your house. I mean, in few minutes ago, it was Krishna and now she's carrying her son. But what to do? Like, she's again embarrassed in front of Mother Jashoda. Like, so she just kept on. She turned around with her boy on her back, walking to her house. Then all of a sudden, she heard the sound of Krishna's laughter. And she looks up and she says, Krishna again. So she just keeps on telling you, Krishna, you are such a rascal. I caught you, I took you to your mother and you became my son. Where did you get this power to do such thing? You changed yourself into my son. Krishna said, I told you not to take to my father. I told you, I promised that I would never come and steal from your house. But still you wouldn't listen to my proposal. So you could have very easily signed a contract with me. But now you want, now what do you want me to do? Just be the culprit in front of my mother and have another barrage of chastisement? And so I had to defend myself. And then Krishna says, anyway, this time I became your son. Next time you catch me and take to my father, I'll become your husband. So this is how Krishna performs his childhood pastime. This anecdote is from Garga Samhita. Iti driksha lilabhir ananda kunde shaghoshan nimajjantam akkappayantam tadiyeshi taggeshu bhaktair jitattam Punah prematastan shatabhritti vande. So in this way Krishna performed his wonderful pastimes in Golok Vrindavan. Okay, now last few couple of days we couldn't invite questions. So now I will give you a chance to ask some questions if you want to. Yes, Ananda.
Hare Krishna very much. Thank you very much for the wonderful class. I would like to ask you, it's sometimes regarded as offense to preach the glories of the holy name. So would it also be offense to tell Krishna's pastimes to people who don't believe, or just they may treat it as fairy tales or something like that, or it's okay? So will locate this person.
Yes, we have to be careful that people do not become offensive. But about Krishna's pastimes, one thing I noticed, everyone likes it. Even if they don't believe Krishna to be the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but still, they say, well, nice stories. At least they don't become offensive towards Krishna. Yes, Krishnajan.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. Guru Maharaj, I once heard this particular pastime retold, but there was an added detail that actually Mother Yashoda cannot tie Krishna by herself. She's bringing ropes, but she can't tie Krishna herself. It's only when she implores the other devotees, the other gopis, to come and assist her, that collectively they can tie Krishna. In the same way, it's that we ourselves can never capture Krishna, but in the sangha of other devotees, Sankirtan, rather than personal bhajan. I was wondering whether Guru Maharaj has heard this.
No, I didn't come across this one. It is, on the other hand, the consideration is that by our own endeavor, we cannot bind Krishna. Only when Krishna allows himself to be bound, that we can bind him. So Mother Jashoda, collecting all the ropes, could not. But when Krishna allowed himself to be bound, then only Mother Jashoda could bind him. And that is the understanding that at least I had. Because from collective endeavor binding, at least I haven't found it either in any Purans or in Srimad Bhagavatam. Yes?
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you for a wonderful class. Maharaj, what was so special about the repentance of Manigriva and Manakravera that they received such an amazing opportunity to be delivered by Krishna personally? What is the specific reason that they received so much mercy?
Yeah, very good point. You see, the understanding here is that when a devotee curses, actually this apparent curse of a devotee is a benediction. Apparently it was a curse by Narad Muni, but actually this curse was a benediction, and the benediction is that receiving Krishna's mercy. Okay, you have acted in an inappropriate way, you are cursed, apparently. But because the devotee is cursing, Krishna makes it a point to reciprocate on behalf of his devotee. And the devotee also indirectly benedicts that person. Apparently it was a curse, but ultimately, as it has been also mentioned in Damodarashtakam, Kuberatma jo baddha murtaiva jadvat tayamochito bhakti bhajo kritaucha tatha prema bhakting shakang me prajacha. The way you delivered Nala Kuberan Manigriv and gave them prema bhakti. They were just, behaving inappropriately, but being punished by you, punished by your devotee, they received this wonderful benediction of achieving your prema bhakti. So that is the ultimate benefit. Thank you. Yes, Visheshwar.
Thank you, Maharaj, for your nice presentation of the Krishna pastimes. I want to ask you another question. Why Prabhupada created the first and the second initiation? All the devotees, they are striving to the ultimate goal.
What Prabhupada created what?
The first initiation and the second initiation.
What it has to do with the class today? Anyway, since you asked the question, the first initiation is the Harinam, and the second initiation is Gayatri. You see, Harinam is the main thing for this age. But for deity worship, which is done, which is executed in Vidhi Bhakti, following the rules and regulations of the scripture, the scriptural injunction is that in order to worship the deities in the altar, one has to be a Brahmana. That means one has to have second initiation. So in order for devotees to execute deity worship and services concerning to the deities, Prabhupada introduced the second initiation. Otherwise, first initiation is good enough. Okay, let's put it this way. Second initiation or achieving Gayatri mantra. When you achieve perfection of chanting Gayatri, where do you go? Do you know? Somebody said it? Okay. By chanting Gayatri, when you achieve perfection, you go to Vaikuntha. By chanting holy name of Krishna, Hare Krishna Mahamantra, when you achieve perfection, where do you go? Golok Vrndavan. So now tell me, where you want to go? I'm asking Visheshwar. You want to go to Vaikuntha or Vrindavan? Okay. So then be happy with the first initiation. Don't worry about the second. Okay. In ISKCON, second initiation has become a status symbol. Oh, you haven't got second initiation. You are not really advanced enough. No. The ultimate consideration of advancement is how purely you are chanting the holy name. Alright. So, yes, you have a question? Yeah. Give the mic.
Always this question comes sometime in my mind. I put some things together that whatever Krishna do is so perfect. So, and when he comes or in his Vishnu incarnation, it is to totally re-establish pure Dharma in the material world. That's why he comes in Kshatriya. So now that he comes his own villa, once in the 1,000 Kali Yugas. So the question is, what I understand is that he will re-establish pure Dharma all over the world. Even we see in Kali Yuga it's so bad. But some devotees say, no, we will always stay in the corner and practice meditation small. Because it's Kali Yuga and we cannot change Kali Yuga. But that I cannot accept this point by putting these points together. So I want to hear what you have.
I want to hear from you. Are you going to believe those individuals who say that it is not going to happen in the Kali Yuga, or you are going to believe in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu who is saying it is going to happen?
I can never believe these devotees will talk.
Then why are you asking? Krishna said, Mahaprabhu said it will happen. So where is any room for any doubt? It will happen. Hasn't it already happened? Didn't the miracle already take place? Didn't Prabhupada perform the miracle? The impossible possible? Then why should we doubt? Had Prabhupada not have come and hadn't done what he had done, then maybe we could have thought, okay, it's not going to happen. But it's happening already. So why can you say, how can you say it's not going to happen? It's already happening. Don't listen to those, I won't even call them devotees. Those who say that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's words is not going to happen, they're not devotees of Krishna. At least they are not mature enough to be a devotee. They're just a bunch of neophytes. Srila Prabhupada, did Prabhupada have any doubt? Did Prabhupada have any doubt that Krishna consciousness movement will spread all over the world? Did Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur have any doubt? Did Bhakti Vinod Thakur have any doubt? Then why should anybody have any doubt if they are following them? Anyway, at least you all don't have any doubt. Don't fall in that category. It's not going to happen. In Kali Yuga, in some corners, some people only will practice. ISKCON will remain just in some remote corners, and some weirdos will be chanting Hare Krishna. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. Thank you for the class. You repeatedly mentioned today that Mother Yashoda fell short of the tying Lord Krishna with by 2 fingers. I understand perhaps one finger represented his mercy. I don't know if that's right or wrong. And what does the second finger, does it mean anything or?
Endeavor.
Endeavor.
Endeavor and mercy.
Endeavor and mercy. Okay.
Yeah.
I had a question on that. I had a question on that, very much on that endeavor, determination. You already mentioned that we should balance our determination. We should take rest when we are overtired, and how to develop our determination in Krishna consciousness.
What determination has to do with your taking rest?
No.
Can't you be determined at the same time take rest when you're tired?
No, I mean overdoing things, like.
Don't overdo. But does it have anything to do with determination? What is determination? There's a difference between determination and over-endeavor. Determination means have implicit faith and conviction that I have to do it or I will do it. But that doesn't mean that it's too foolishly you just keep on going without taking rest. No. When you're tired, take rest. And maintain your determination even when you are asleep. Okay, Hare Krishna. Vinod Bihari.
Hare Krishna, Guru. Yes, regarding yesterday's pastime, when you said about when Krishna was born, and Vasudeva, he took Krishna, he crossed the Yamuna river and took Nanda Maharaj's house. No? And at that time when Yamuna felt to have the contact of Krishna, Krishna falls down in the water. So I've heard and I've read one of the Puranas, I don't know what extent it is true, or maybe it's a different version, that Krishna when he falls down, Nanda Maharaj, he searches for him, then he finds him, but it seems there was a change of Krishna over there. I mean, because Mathura Krishna doesn't go to Vrndavan Krishna.
No, that's not correct. I don't know which Purana you read it. But the Goswami's narration, I think Jiva Goswami's narration is that he is quoting that verse Krishna anna jadu sambhuta Vrndavanam parittajya kutra kadapi na gacchati. That Vrndavan Krishna never leaves Vrndavan. He doesn't even take a step out of Vrndavan. And then the description is that Mother Jashoda gave birth to two children, a son and a girl, a boy and a girl. When Nanda Maharaj came to place Krishna on the room was dark. So when he placed him on the bed, that Jashoda Nandan Krishna and Devaki Nandan Krishna became one. And he picked up the girl and carried him. Not that in the river that change took place. That's not correct. Which Purana you read that?
I think it's Brahma Purana. But then again, how he explains is that when Krishna is going with Akrura, and then
that is different. That is in the border Krishna level. But the real understanding, at least Goswami, the way our understanding should be from Jiva Goswami, that Mother Jashoda gave birth to a son. The question is, where did this son come from? Where did this Krishna come from then? In the Jamuna?
Understanding that I don't know, I'm just asking also myself.
So that is the flaw.
Like that Krishna never leaves Vrindavan, that Krishna was already there.
Right.
So he did an exchange.
Not he is already there. He appeared as the son of Nanda Maharaj. So Mother Jashoda gave birth to a son. It's not only Devaki gave birth to Krishna, that is Vasudev Krishna. But this one is Brajendra Nandan Krishna, Nanda Nandan Krishna, that Mother Jashoda gave birth to. Otherwise, how can he be Jashoda Nandan? How can he be Nanda Nandan? How can he be Brajendra Nandan? Okay, thank you all very much. Hare Krishna, all glories to Srila Prabhupada.